Hey, what's up, guys? It's Steve with XBLA Fans, and today I'm back with Trials Tuesday. Yes, I know it's Wednesday. Sad story. My son completely trashed the hard drive that had all of my archived video on it, so I had to start completely over. So I apologize for this being one day late. First up, we've got Now You're Cooking. Got to try this track out. Incidentally, in that crash, I lost all of my Trials HD remake footage. And because I have so many tracks, I deleted the originals that I had on my Xbox 360, and I didn't want to go back and have to find them all. Didn't have time to. Plus, I already bought Trials Evolution Gold Edition, so I didn't really have a reason to play them again. So I apologize. I do want to address some of the questions that I've had from people about Trials Evolution Gold Edition. And are we going to get to see the HD Warehouse stuff as DLC for the Xbox 360? There are a few things that have to go into that. First off, you got to remember that Trials HD is doing extremely well on the Xbox 360 right now. So there's not really a reason for people to sell it separately on the Xbox 360 as DLC because, well, frankly, the game is making a lot of money. So that's one problem that you're going to find. Secondly, you got to remember that now Ubisoft is involved in the whole process. So now there's a third company to go through all of the contracts and discussions and things like that, which makes it a little bit more difficult. But most importantly, RedLynx and Ubisoft want to push Trials Evolution Gold Edition, and one of the big selling points, aside from it being on PC, is the fact that you get Trials HD included as the HD Warehouse. Now, should this ever happen, I think there are a few things that have to go down. First off, one of the things is that you're going to need to make sure that the consumers don't feel ripped off. And so I've thought the easiest way to do this is basically to tell everybody, hey, you purchased the original Trials HD, and then we'll give you an export pack, similar to how the Rock Band series does it. So you can export your original tracks, aka you get a free download voucher for the HD Warehouse. Again, but there's still costs incurred in getting that certified on Xbox Live, getting it hosted, getting all of that stuff working on the Xbox 360. So, you know, there's bound to be extra costs. I'm sure they wouldn't just give it to you. You probably have to pay a small fee of 80, 160, 240 Microsoft points. But hey, RedLynx, Ubisoft, Microsoft, if you're listening, and it's past that day where Trials Evolution Gold Edition has been promoted to death, and you're ready to do this, please, we will pay the small export fee. You can verify that we own the game by checking our gamer tag, all that kind of stuff. Anyway, I'm not going to spend any more time on that because, you know, if you want it, get the Gold Edition. It's well worth it. Or buy Trials HD. It's really not a big deal to be able to switch games just to play Trials HD content. Anyway, back to the commentary on these levels. The first one you saw was Now You're Cooking. It's just kind of a fun, cheesy Trials level. It's one of the RedLynx picks. These are 2 of the 4 Marble series. I think there might be 5 actually, by the creator Day in Matt. All of them are solid marble levels if you like that sort of thing. 2 of them have pirate themes, the previous one that you just saw, and here Marble 2. I tried to get Marble 3's replay, but honestly, there was something bugged with all the replays that I tried, so I went ahead and skipped that one. If you want it, again, look up Day in Matt. He's got lots of marble stuff. If you really like this marble kind of game, let me know. There are a ton of these marble style tracks on in the Track Central, and I can do a whole week or 2 weeks or even month of marble themed tracks if people are interested in it. Again, if going back to Trials Evolution Gold Edition, if you are looking to get that on the PC, it comes out this week. In fact, either tomorrow or the day after. I can't remember which. The 21st or the 22nd. If you pre-ordered it, you're going to get some extra goodies, new rider gear and bikes and stuff. Depending on where you pre-order it from, you're going to get different stuff. So if you haven't pre-ordered it yet, do so today so that you can get all that extra stuff. If you own, well, let me take that back. You can get it 3 different ways. You can get it through Steam, you can get it through Uplay, and both of those are digital downloads. Or you can find a retail version, which comes with a fancy disc and box art and all of that kind of stuff. I'm not sure where all you can get that version, but for me, I'm a digital kind of guy. I'd rather have just the game itself and be able to not have to switch discs and things like that to verify my content. So, you know, whatever, it's to each their own. But let's get back to Trials Evolution on the Xbox 360. I would like to see some responses as to what you think would make a cool Trials track. Or maybe, what do you think would make a cool skill game that you haven't seen done yet? For instance, we've got marble games. There have been games that emulate Pac-Man. There's a Rubik's Cube that you can use. What sort of games do you look at and you say, oh man, I wonder, let's make a real challenge. We've seen everything else made in Trials Evolution. Why not this idea? You know, come up with something fun, post it in the comments on YouTube or here at XBLAfans.com. Let us know what you think. We want to find out what you want to challenge the community to. Up next is one of our only 2 Trials tracks featured this time. This is Assembly Line. The description's kind of funny. It says basically this is where all of the Trials pieces get manufactured. And I loved this track when it first came out. It gets a little disorienting, especially when you're as good as this writer, because that's not me. Because you're going so fast, and when you finish a particular section, a screen turns and takes you down another section. I did not go anywhere near this fast. In fact, I have, I think, like 10 or 15 faults on this track. I'm not an amazing player like this person. But this one's a really solid one. It's, again, a little bit jarring at times because of the sharp corners, but I absolutely love this little track. You got to give it a try if you're looking for something that's a challenge and then also very inventive. This one's a really, really, really great one. Up next, we're going to have probably one of my absolute favorite tracks, and it is Japan Tourism. It's also by Luki19, if I remember right. I'll have to double check that. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It is not by Luki19. That's going to be next week, and that's an entirely different track. But you have to try out Japan Tourism if you haven't. It is so good. But back to the subject at hand. This one, honestly, it is a little bit of a love-hate relationship. The pieces move as though they're on an assembly line, and you can see that the faults kept going. The replay got a little bit bugged, and so I just went ahead and skipped out of it. But here it is, Japan Tourism. This is our challenge for the week. So if you are a Trials rider, let us know your gamer tag and your score. You can do that on involvedfans.com/forums. Get on there. We have a weekly challenge that we do. You can post your times to Facebook. Under this post on our Facebook page, you can do it in the comments at XBLA Fans and our YouTube comments. We want to see who of all plays these tracks, who gets the best time. We're going to start having prizes later on this year, probably not right away. So it's good to get the practice in. We'll also be having competitions, maybe even some live stream competitions for things like Supercross. So any of that kind of stuff, if you want to get involved, if you want to suggest tracks, please do. We would love to see what you as a community think that are awesome tracks, especially if it's a track that you haven't seen featured elsewhere. Let us know. We'd love to find new stuff that nobody has really covered. You know, we've got several great YouTubers. You've got Seamus Mon, Infamous Shot, Trials HD Customs, QC Chopper, you've got Epileptic Robot, and you even got the Rooster Teeth team covering Trials HD tracks. So if you've seen one and nobody's covered it, let us know. We'll see you guys next week. That's it for now.